Hey everybody, it's Seirea. This is just some open court hitting from a feed, and I'm starting off by replaying that point you just saw in the intro with some added effects, but all of the points after that will be different. It just happened to be our first point, so, you know. Starting with a highlight, but I don't think the rest of the video will be that much worse. Basically, the idea here is that the feed should be normal, and then the first shot after that shouldn't be too aggressive, but then after that, we can open the point up however we want. There are two new things happening here to note. First, this is my first video on this channel where I'm playing on clay. This isn't footage from my first time playing on clay. I've been playing on clay off and on for about a year. All thanks to this player on the other side of the court. This is Marc's first time on this channel. Well, this Marc with a C. I've got to stop trying to be so fine with those short balls right at the net. But yeah, he's been a nice player to train with. His forehand has some great spin, he's got some good consistency on that wing, and his backhand is very interesting. His drive backhand is kind of a hybrid between a topspin and a slice shot, and so it can be very tough to read, and both of his wings get some good action on the clay for different reasons. So he really keeps me on my toes. I really have to focus on my timing whenever I'm hitting with him to make sure that I even get the ball on the strings, let alone hit quality shots.
Oh my goodness!
We weren't actually keeping score here, I just decided I would do it after the fact. This was actually from the end of our hitting session that day. I'm going to post another video with the other drills that we did, and I'm actually scoring myself pretty tough here. I play a couple of outballs from him, and I don't count them toward being points for me. And we'll see if I can still come out on top. I think it's time for me to give my slice an intervention, and I'll talk about that some more in the next video from this session, but even then, I'm including every single point here, and you may notice I'm being way more consistent than usual without just pushing, for me at least. So we'll see if all of this is still enough for me to have an advantage over him in the point score. Like I talked about in my last video with my consistency lesson, I'm relaxed here, and that's making a gigantic difference. I'm just focusing on trying to control my racket drop on the forehand so that I can control the bounces on the clay, and I'm trying to stay down on my backhand while still swinging through, and it's working pretty well so far. But as the rally lengthens, I get scared, and my strokes suffer as a result. This was an extremely fun challenge. Marc was moving that forehand around with some decent heaviness, the backhand was keeping me honest, and whenever Marc is on, he keeps on hammering that ball in play. I can get him to miss with super deep balls, especially to the backhand, but I still tend to miss more than he does. Yeah, I played an outball before that, but I think I was just too tired to bother with the one after it. So I guess we'll count that one for my score. You may notice his feed style, it's kind of like a half service motion type thing. It's pretty consistent, totally fine by me. I've had to make my feeds more consistent while playing with him. Well, at least I put that slice in play, and when you put it in play, sometimes good things happen. I accidentally moved him to the corner there with my first shot after the feed. He didn't seem to mind it too much.
Yeah, Nice.
I'm still missing here and there, but for me, this has been really heartening. I'm starting the rallies, I'm staying in them, and I'm even working the point. Yeah, my ball was probably deep there, but let's see how this plays out.
Nice.
Beautiful two-shot pass. But yeah, I'm not doing perfectly here by any means, but I want to remember this session and be aware that I'm capable of rallying like this. I'm starting rallies, I'm staying in them, and I'm even kind of working the point sometimes. This may not be impressive to most people, but for me, this is pretty huge. Yeah, I've been working on getting low and meeting those shots, but that was a nasty side spin backhand right to my feet. Well done.
No, dude. Thinking too much.
That approach and that volley are shots I would usually spray all over the place. I'm hanging in there to keep things tied. And there was a decent backhand down the line, and that probably got into my head, and so I was nervous on the next shot. That's a big problem for me. And then thankfully he gave it right back to me. That's our first lull in a while. This has been really back and forth. Can either of us pull away here?
Sorry.
I have to leave for work soon, so it's coming down to the wire.
Nice shot.
Yep, he forced me to hit a slice, which is a great thing to do, and we're tied again. Nope, I lost focus and tried to end the point there. We can only play one more point. Can I get it tied again? No, he hit a nice loopy ball with depth to my backhand. I had to kind of take it on the rise, and I couldn't quite come up with it. Well played. I loved watching all of this back, and it was incredibly fun, once again, to play in the moment. Thank you so much to Marc for hitting with me and for allowing me to post this footage with him. Again, there's another video coming up with our normal hitting from earlier in that session. I'll have more to say about my technique and other things in that video. I met Marc through the Play Your Court service, and he described himself as a possibly 4-0 player, and after that hitting session, it gave me confidence to think that maybe I can be consistent enough with a decent enough ball to be at that level, sometimes. But, of course, anybody's actual level is up to the whims of the commenters, so feel free to comment whatever you wish. Regardless, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again sometime soon. Until then, have a good one.